everyone, it's Karen here from tuppencecolour.co.uk, and it's also Karen from Altered Ego, because today's project is also one of the entries in the annual Smeared and Smudged 31 Days of Halloween blog hop. Now, because it's a Smeared and Smudged blog hop, one of the conditions is that there must be some rubber stamping on the project somewhere, and oh dear, there doesn't seem to be any on this little box. I wonder what's inside. It's a nasty spider. It's a spider on a spring, in fact. Of course, it's a little explosion box. Very easy to do, lots of fun, so stick with me and I'll show you how I put it together. I'm using a piece of basic black card, which I've cut to 7 7/8 of an inch square, and I'm scoring it at 2 5/8 of an inch, and again at 5 1/4, and then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do the same in the opposite direction, so 2 5/8 and 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to cut out these 4 corners to make my exploding box. So I'm probably going to fast forward through this bit because you all know how to cut out, right? And I'll see you on the other side. Alright, so now that's done, and I'm going to put those pieces safe because I can use them for something else, and I'm just going to burnish these folds with my bone folder. So there's the construction of my box. So now the next thing to do is to go ahead and to decorate it. I'm going to start by decorating the outside of the box, and I've cut myself 4 pieces of this DSP, which is from the Happy Haunting set, and I've cut it to 2 3/8 of an inch square, and I've also taken one of our cobweb doilies, and I've cut that into 4, so just cut it down one way, cut it down the other way, and I'm going to glue this on to the DSP with the precision glue pen, which I absolutely love and adore. Right, now there is a pattern with these, so I want to make sure that I'm following the pattern, and it is, hang on, it's that way. I've already done 3 of them just to save myself a bit of time and to save you having to watch me do this over and over again. Okay, so now I've got my, wipe that bit of glue out the way, and very important, I'm going to put the top back onto the glue pen so that it doesn't dry up. Oops. It is a bit like target practice doing this. Get in there, you. Do you know what it is? So I'm going to support the nozzle with my finger. There we go. You definitely need to persevere with that. And again, store it upright. Okay, so I've got my my 4 pieces of DSP. Where's my snail? Here's my snail. Snail is going to be just fine for this job.
Neat, sweet, petite. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together rookie.
Now I'm going to go and put paper on these four sides on the inside, and this time I'm using this paper. So we'll fast forward through that and I'll be right back. So here we have the outside of the box, the inside of the box. For the surprise on the inside of the box, you could put a little treat, but this time we're going to put a little trick. We're going to make a little paper spring to go in the middle of the box. So here are my glue dots, which had wandered off, as glue dots do. And I've got two thin strips of card. They're about, what, 3/8 of an inch? Anything from about 1/4 of an inch is fine. You don't want them too fat, but anything from, say, 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch will be fine. So I've got a glue dot on the end there, and I'm bringing in the other one, and I'm crossing them over at 90 degrees, so I've got a square corner. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold them over in opposite directions. So that one goes up, that one goes over, that one goes down, that one goes over, this one goes up and over, and so on until you get it as long as you want it. A couple more turns and that'll probably be enough. So up and over. You just keep plaiting them one more time for luck. So over, and I'm going to bring in a glue dot, and I'm just going to pop a glue dot on the top of that one there. I'm just going to bring that over, and then I'm going to snip off these ends. So what I have here now is a paper spring. It'll pop out and it'll push back, pop out and push back. Okay, now you can get double-ended springs, and I've used them before. If you remember, I made a butterfly card a few weeks ago that had a butterfly that was on a spring, but this is a way of making a spring if you haven't got one of those nice little springs. So, what? Glue dot on the end of it, whoops, and into the middle of my card and push down hard. And here's the surprise. It's from this stamp set, which is Cheer All Year, which I'm absolutely loving at the moment, and it's a nice scary spider. Ooh, now you can understand the spider web, the cobwebby theme, yeah? Got that now. Okay, so here's the spider, and again we'll push down on there so that when the explosion box is opened, there's the spider. So for the lid of the box, I have a piece of the basic black card, which is 3 5/8 of an inch square, and I'm going to bring in my box lid shim. Now if you want to know how to make one of the box lid shims, then I will put the link below this video. Basically it's an idea that I picked up from Connie Stewart, and I'm going to leave that in place. I'm going to make sure that my card is butted up against the shim and hasn't gone past it. Make sure that it's touching up against the shim. Don't want to push it too far, and I'm scoring at 1/2 an inch on all four sides. So here's my pre-scored lid, and I'm going to bring in my snips, and I'm going to snip in to the corners, and I'm just going to take a little bit out, and I'm going to go round so that they are kind of moving around in that direction. And the reason why I'm doing that is because this, I hope, is going to be a snug fitting lid, and there isn't going to be a huge amount of room, so I want to make sure that the box fits evenly on all four sides. So here's my bone folder, and I'm coming in, and whoops, that bit needs to be snipped out, and I take a little bit of a wedge out because it makes the lid fit better, because that way you're not trying to fit two surfaces into the same place, which is not physically possible. Okay, you're giving yourself a little bit of room to wiggle, because you have to allow for the thickness of the card. Alright, now to stick this together, because it's quite a narrow lid, I'm going to use glue dots. Oh, but before I do that nearly went wrong. Right, so here's my lid cut out and all folded, and I've got another piece of the DSP, the same size as the others, which is, if I remember, 2 3/8 square, and I'm going to apply that. If I can get my tape started. With a bit of tape under there, and that is going to go on the top like that. And I have here one of our cobweb doilies, spiderweb doilies, and I've just gone with my snips and I've just snipped all the way around the edges. I've just left one to do, so I didn't lose it. So I can cut that bit out, and I'm going to put that bit on one side. I should use that for something else at a later date, and then that is going to decorate the top of my box. So a bit of my fine tipped glue, which is wonderful, until you have to put the top back on. Hey, that to one side, and this goes into the center of the box, and close it up with some glue dots. I did think about using fast fuse, but it's just a little bit narrow for that, so glue dots it will be. So I'm going to put one on there, make sure it's picked it up, which it hasn't. One there, and one there, and one there. Okay, so tuck that in and fold it round. If you can see, each of the four sides has one flap inside, so that it should, fingers crossed, fit nice and easily. Okay, so let's bring our completed box back in, and let's slip on the lid, which is nice and snug. Shuttle this just a little bit. There we go. And there we have our explosion box. So there it is, all finished and all ready to give somebody a bit of a surprise when they open the box. You could, of course, put a little treat in there. Of course you could, if that was the way you were feeling. I was just feeling a little bit devilish today. So I do hope you've enjoyed this project. If you have, by all means, do stop and give me a like or a comment. I'd be always happy to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.